Everybody and welcome back. Last time we have discussed a lot about Angular related features. This time I'm trying to bring the another concept here to share the data. We have already discussed about input and output, and we are pretty sure that you're clear about how using input and output we can share the data from parent to child and child to parent. If you remember, I told you there is a third way of sharing the data between the component, and that too we can do it with the help of working with @viewchild. So that is a third way of sharing the data between the components. And to make this possible, what I would like to do now, I will be creating a new component here because I'm already having so many components with me. So here in my terminal, let me create a new component here. Okay, micro ng space g space c space, I give the name of my component name called number comp. Okay, component is ready, and to make this accessible across, I'm going to create one more and say nggc number parent. Okay, so both the components are now ready. I will start with my number component first. Well, spec.ts as usual I will delete it. Now come to this component.ts. Here I would like to provide some basic properties. First property I'm going to give is known as call a count. Okay, initial value you can give it equal to 0, but if you want to be count to be very specific that it can only take numeric value, you can just say number here. And after that I will add two more important functions here. One is called increment. What this increment will do, it will take this count equal to count plus 1. Same way I would like to create one more function here called decrement, and here count will reduce to -1. Two basic functions, no complications. Okay, and if you want to change the properties also, you can certainly change. So in such cases, if you want to define some additional messages, so I can say message equal to blank. So here the message contains just a blank value, so called nothing. Here if you want, you can associate one value here called message equal to, here you can use counter, and with this you can say this dot count. Okay, same way I will take the value and this dot count. Whatever value will be of this count, you will be able to see this. I'll go to the HTML, and here we can define the number, and I give the name called paragraph. What value we are passing it? Counter. The value of, and here we will define a message. That's it. So this is my basic component which I'm using it. This number component, whichever I'm using it, in my TS, okay, I'll copy the selector name. I want this number component should be the child of the component which I've created called number parent, and I'll go here and here provide the name, and this TS file selector name I'll associate with my app component.html. Right here, previous one I'm just removing it just to make sure I can give enough space to my new component, and I say ng. So let's get this started. It will open up in localhost 400, and you can see the value of, okay, because we do not have any value as of now. Okay, you see in my HTML TS file, count colon number, the message counter, if you see the browser here, the value of, okay, so I do not have any value which is available. This message, I'm making it available here. Sorry, 1 second. It will be available in my number comp HTML. The value of message, let's check the name. Later on, whatever value it will be after calling this, because the functions I haven't called yet, so certainly those value will not be available. So only once those functions are getting called, I'll be in position to see those values. Fine. So I will not be invoking those functions locally. I will rather make those functions accessible or make them available to my parent component. So my parent component for this number is my number parent. Here I will go, and to access your components here, or the components properties here, I will define private, the name of my component, that is known as called just give the name called np of type number parent component or number com component. Okay, so that is the value, and above this will say @viewchild. Okay, this is the one which comes from your Angular core, and this viewchild, I'll define the name of my component, number com component, to tell, okay, this is the one which I would like to use it. This np, I'll create a local functions here, name called inc. What this inc will do, this will be calling np dot, it contains a function called increment. Likewise, I can say dec, and here I will say dot decrement. So we have got those two functions available locally to my number parent component. I'll go to my number parent component here. I'll define two buttons. Here I'll say, or better, I can create a plus sign, and here on my click event, I'll say equal to the function called inc. That's it. Same thing, I will do it with my another one, dec. That's it. So if you see, I'm though calling those functions, okay, if you just watch it carefully, though I'm calling those function, looks like it is a local function, but when you see those functions, they are actually invoking their own child components function. Okay, now if I show you my application here, the value of, you see counter 1, you see the values are incrementing. See, it is a plus again, so I can just change to what, minus here. That will make more sense. And here the value of counter, you see they're working fine. So this is the way how you again sharing the data from child to its parent without any complications. So this looks quite simple and quite straightforward for my regular development. Okay, so I'm sure that we understand how those sharing data really works. In the same way, okay, I can also create some sort of a stopwatch. Okay, the way I did it here, similar way I can create a stopwatch. For stopwatch, once again I'll be going back to my number parent component, but I'm sure this portion is pretty clear. Okay, because the functions are invoked by your parent and the value is getting updated on the child component. So this is how it really works. So there is no complications here. Once again, I'll go back to my number component.ts and I would like to add few more facilities. So here I'm going to add one property called should run. Okay, should run equal to value we're giving is called it is a boolean, so I'm giving the value equal to what? False. Let me stop this server. Okay, so should run false, and here we are anyways having the same property called counter, but we had a call count. I'm going to give one more property called counter, which initial value I'm giving is called once again 0. Okay, now let me add some new functionalities here. I'm saying start is my function. This start will add some values by saying should run. I'm having this dot should run equal to what? 0. Oh sorry, I think it is a boolean value, so I'm saying equal to what? True. And then we will say let interval, it is nothing but my property, equal to set interval. Okay, that is just a function I'm calling it, and here in the set interval let me add some logic here. Okay, what is that? I'm saying if this dot should run triple equal to false, then what? I'm saying clear interval. Remember, these are the predefined functions. Inside this I'm passing interval like this, or else I'm saying counter equal to counter plus 1. It will be increment the counter by 1, and for how long? I'm saying after every 1 second. Okay, and post this I would like to add another function name called stop, and this stop will do one should run value equal to false. So it's a pretty simple and straightforward functions, and just like here I will also define another paragraph here where I can define the counter. Okay, so we have a called counter function available. Now if I want to call those functionalities into my program, so I'll have to go back to my TS now. Here in my TS I will add same, because the view child is already added. I can have one more function, in fact 2 more functions I can add it. One is called stop and second is called start. Okay, so I say start watch, and here I'll be saying this.np dot, you see we have got start, and here stopwatch. Here also I'll be adding np dot stop. So we have got total 2 functions are available, start watch and what? Stopwatch. And this functions I'll be calling it in my, again, a new buttons in my parent. Here I'll go, and once again I adding 2 more buttons. So here I say start watch and stopwatch. So this type we have called this one start watch, here we say stopwatch. Total 2 functions I'm getting it now. Okay, and let's check if it works fine. So this will give us the decent idea how this view child really works for us. Okay, I think there's some problem here. Okay, then maybe say it does not exist. Let me check here. Start watch, stopwatch. Okay, here's a small w. Okay, Perfect. Well, I have got this value is working fine. And this start stopwatch, you see now, it is printing after every second. So it is a delay for 1 second and it is printing it. Perfect. And when you say stop, you see it stopped. When you say start again, you see it started again. So this is how you see the realities, okay, like how you are sharing the data between and among the components. So input output we have already seen and understood how it really works. This is a view child, which really makes the idea more simple and more useful, because in future this may be the reason where you would like to share the data between the components without using the services. Hope it is clear.